Remember, remember the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason and plot. We see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot.
Hello and welcome to another Man About a Dog movie podcast, or MAaD movie podcast. I'm the Ultimate Movie Geek, and I am joined once again by Craig, Stig at a Dump, Lambert.
Yeah,
It's been a while, hasn't it?
he flirted with another co-presenter.
Well, I kind of took a month off doing the
31 Days of Halloween.
31 Days of Halloween, like a Halloween countdown. We've done it 2 years in a row. We watch a film every night in October, which is horror based. Mm-hmm. They're not always horror, sometimes they're sci-fi, but they've got to be scary films. And then me and my wife, Mrs. Movie Geek, record a little review. And then at the end of it, I get all excited and kind of make skits and little short films.
Yeah, I saw the one where she was looking so happy with the skull.
Oh, I
coming
know,
out.
I know.
I could see in her face she was just so
The
proud.
thing is, that had to happen because it was for House on Haunted Hill. Mm-hmm. And the ending, if you know the film.
I haven't seen it yet.
Have you not?
No. Or the House and Haunted
No,
Hill?
the
TV series you're talking about?
the Vincent Price film.
Oh, the original one?
Yeah. And at the end, it's a Skellington.
Skeleton?
A Skellington. And so I had to do something. And I thought, I'm not blowing my own trumpet.
I'm just doing my usual Waldorf and Stadler.
I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but my Vincent Price laugh was quite good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I always thought Michael Jackson was coming back from the grave to do the next part.
Yeah, I'm not doing it now. But yeah, no, I just thought time was crap and couldn't get to do it. And then I got a chance to do last week's podcast with Paul Childs, who is the co-creator of World Geekly News. And it was a Skype call, really, that I just recorded. And the quality, you can tell.
I'm not saying anything. It's just it's something different. The fact is, I've had a bad month,
Yeah.
and you've did your 31 movies. We haven't had a chance to go to the pictures.
No.
Together.
That's the first film.
You better tell them what you've been to see.
Tonight, following on from like the Halloween countdown, we saw the new Halloween.
Yeah, and as people know, I am a big chicken.
I'm not great. I jumped at a point in there, and it was a
toy horse.
a cut. It was a cut between. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Did you feel?
I jumped as well
Because like it was a loud gunshot, and I actually jumped and started laughing because how stupid. But yeah, we'll get onto that. I haven't got any movie news whatsoever because I haven't been in the loop at all.
Well, you've been. I've been doing because October's big fall season in America.
Yes.
And I've basically been catching up on new series. I've done Supernatural.
Yeah.
Just to know your missus, and because I know that's her favourite.
Yeah.
And also Titans, which I don't want to spoil for you, but I've been telling you about it because I can't stop talking about it.
You told us a little bit in
Yeah.
there. You got the person who sold us our tickets excited about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, the first if you get to see it, right, the new Titans, the first Robin fight scene is amazing, right? He's also got a great one in the second with Hawk and Dove. It's just him, but in the third one, it's actually Starfire who has the fight.
Right.
And as I've said, it's to the soundtrack of Boney M. and it's just I have really enjoyed the series.
Do you think they're doing this to try and sort of match Netflix Marvel series? You know, with the whole hallway fight scenes that were, like Daredevil first series when he just it was a brilliant.
That was a brilliant,
shot, wasn't it?
And then when it went down the stairs as well, I thought was superb as well. This is like a proper Batman fight, but it's in a back alley.
Right, okay.
It's in a back alley.
Oh no, I mean, but they're trying to match the intensity.
The intensity and in this, Dick is he's a dick, and Starfire calls him Dick the whole time in such a way
right
as being derogatory. Oi, Dick.
Yeah.
Then that's how she says it. But he's a psycho. He's an absolute psycho. He goes after a child molester, and to get to the child molester, kids who kidnaps or beats up his own kid, he goes through a gang of drug dealers, and he goes through them, and it's It was old boy intense. That's I'm really impressed.
Yeah.
I watched the first 3. The fourth one tonight. I haven't watched it. I only watched the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I usually watch them in the morning, but my dog was very demanding this morning. So
5K walk, wasn't it?
5K walk every Sunday morning. No choice.
We're obviously we've watched all these 31 films, which you can find on my YouTube channel at The Ultimate Movie Geek if you want to look at them. There is also a little short movie that you can watch called Sequel Homage 2, which is a sequel to last year's little short film.
Yeah.
Self-promotion, sorry.
No, I mean, as I said, I'm telling before we record this, I am always impressed by what you do, but I'm not going to tell you that. As I said, I'm the Waldorf and Statler in this relationship.
Well,
you're creative, I'm derogatory.
Well,
that should be our name, creative and derogatory.
I'm actually in the process of designing a new sort of thumbnail, a picture for the podcast.
Right.
And later I might get a picture of your face in a bit.
Oh, Christ.
Sorry, it's going to have to be. It's all right, don't worry about it. It's
if you can do the original Stig of the Dump with loads of hair, the one from they drew it in the 70s. I didn't do it in the 70s, but that's when I read it.
But at the same time as watching all those horror films, me and Mrs. Movie Geek, we watched the Netflix Haunting of Hill House, which is superb.
I watched the trailer and I was scared.
Yeah. I thought we just watched the trailer.
Yeah, I watched the other trailer, but I watched it because I was flicking through Netflix today with my Mrs. Stig, and she won't like me for saying that. But the fact is that she's into her horror. She's fine. I personally feel, and it's my personal opinion, is because I've got such a good imagination that I frighten myself far too easily.
Yeah. Well, that's
my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
And that's for horror films. I think we said this in a lot of the reviews. It was like you can just have your own imagination working. So it's more scary what you don't see because you fill in those blanks.
You're jumping before it even starts.
Yeah. But this series, it's cleverly written. It's superbly filmed. And that is what stood out. There was episode 6, and it's all set in a funeral parlour. But they just do these extremely long shots. I think I read something. It's like an 18-minute long shot, and it's like they've got all the characters working. Mm-hmm. You've also got the inclusion of some ghosts that appear and then disappear, and it's all in camera in
real time. Almost.
Yes, in real time. Mm-hmm. And then one of the scenes is a character starts walking down a hallway. And then he's in the house again, but he's not. It's just a memory, a flashback. But
it's still him.
He went from that scene into that one, and then a new scene started, and it blew me mind when I watched it. And it ignited my love of film,
love of horror.
Yeah, because I am a scaredy cat, but I do enjoy a good horror. And I think, like you said, Halloween was made for what, 10 million?
Yeah,
and it's made
150 in America alone. That's
mental, and it just goes to show how
it's
we like to be scared.
Blumhouse are just they're really peaking and they're doing lots of decent movies, and they seem to have tapped into the genre and know what you want. I mean, that wasn't as such scary.
No,
it wasn't scary. But my buttocks felt as if I could crack a walnut. It was just my whole body was tense.
Yeah, we will get onto that. Is there anything you want to mention? Anything you can think of?
No, I mean I mean to be honest, it's been a month of TV rather than a month of film.
Yeah,
and Supernatural, sort your ass out. Honestly,
is it
it's the what? I won't spoil it for you, but why have the perfect vessel? Why have Michael's sword? And then throw it away after 3 episodes.
But that's what they do.
I know.
They've done it series after series.
I know, but it's just...
You think they're going to... Like, what was I watching? Right. My wife likes Criminal Minds. And they always have a cliffhanger at the end of the series. But then it's always wrapped up and
at the end
cleaned up with a nice bow.
But I mean, we've talked this for... It's like we watched Flash Gordon. And he was falling out of a building, or he was falling off a spaceship.
Yeah.
And you can see him falling, you see him disappearing into the distance.
Yeah.
And then the next week he sticks his hand out and catches something.
Well, that's it.
And saved his life.
I suppose it's kind of like the end of Peter Capaldi's run of Doctor Who. You know, when she gets thrown out of the TARDIS and then we can talk about Doctor Who in a minute.
That's something we need to talk about.
We do,
We
yeah.
haven't had a chance to talk about that at all.
No, we haven't. No. And then the new series starts, and the episode starts, and she literally just crashes through the train,
Yeah.
and that's a good
And
end
she's
to a
out.
cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And it's not she's got out of it some way.
Yeah.
She has actually just
Fall through.
and luckily she's regenerating,
Yeah.
so she's
She's
had.
healthy enough to do it, yeah.
Yeah. Doctor Who. We've missed tonight's episode.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it when I get home, if the wife permits.
I'm probably watch Titans.
Yeah.
Episode 4. I might watch one. I'd watch 1 to 3, but I don't have time. I've got what tomorrow, so.
How many episodes have we had of Doctor Who now? We had
4.
4 episodes. Mm-hmm. So it's
It was
fifth tonight.
the fourth tonight, because you had the one, the woman who fell to earth.
Yes.
You had the second one, which was the ghost monument.
Yes.
The third one was last week, the back in Sheffield with the arachnids.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, okay. And the fourth one, which is tonight's, which is they're stranded on a
hospital,
planet. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, arachnids, I've told you this before, I remember where it changed from John Pertwee to Tom Baker.
Well, yeah.
And that was arachnids in there, and I was scared for a week. I dreamt I was in that episode.
I think we discussed this last week on the podcast. Well, I did, and sorry, and I said I was kind of disappointed that she didn't make like a little passing reference to, because the arachnids killed the third Doctor.
Yeah.
So you think,
she
I
might be
don't
scared
like
of spiders.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Paul pointed out that like Chibnall wants to. It's a reboot.
Yeah.
Effectively. So they just.
I mean, does that mean she's got 13 lives male, 13 lives female? Would that be the way they're trying to do it, or would
I just think it's a random selection.
Yeah.
You know what I do want though, and I think I've mentioned this before. I want Peter Capaldi to come back as the Master.
Yeah, you said as a baddie.
Yeah.
I mean, he can, because
villainous.
he can take. Well, the whole point that's how they explained Capaldi, was that if you've seen a face, which it also explained Colin Baker.
Yeah.
If you see a face, you can copy it if it's in your mind. So, I mean, if you're really bad, if you really want to do it, why not have her playing that and the Master at the same time with the same face?
Oh, that would be good.
Because you could do that. I mean,
yeah,
it's
two sides of one coin.
Yeah, and then call it Janice or something like that, or because of who Janice is, the god of the New Year sort of thing with two faces.
Yeah. No, but I am enjoying this, and I said to you, like, I write.
You're
reviews.
Mr. Positive.
Yes, I'm a little bit. I don't know if I'm too positive. I don't know if I'm critical enough.
What you've got to do, to be honest, you don't go looking for critics. You don't look to. I mean, it's like when we talked about Solo. I was the buzzing going in. Afterwards, I was so low.
Yeah.
Solo. I'm glad you got that one.
Good,
yeah. But it was. You've got to say what you feel, and that is what a critic does. If a critic is just being bad to get exposure, that's not criticising properly.
Yeah.
It's like the baddie in Ratatouille.
Oh yeah. He's just completely
he
lives in a coffin.
Just wants to be always complaining about food.
Yeah.
And the only thing he wanted to get was his mum's food or his grandmother's food.
But I am enjoying it, and I haven't really faulted Doctor Who much. I think some of I can't even remember.
Well, the first I like the second episode, my favourite, apart from the please come on. I didn't like the Tooth Fairy Predator. I thought it was scarier before they took the mask off. I thought having the mask on was better. I do think he's meant to come back. He's been mentioned a couple of times, isn't he? So that's that.
The villain seems to have all the villains, or the bad guys, seem to have got off lightly so far, and I don't know whether every episode is singular. Mm-hmm. We are starting cold
because you said that there's no overriding theme. I did ask about the fact there's doves, and there was doves on the podcast onto the side, because there was actually doves mentioned, pigeons were mentioned on the right, and I haven't seen anything to go on with that later on. Like you always saw Bad Wolf and everything else.
But they mentioned is it Timeless Child? Yeah, those rags.
Yeah,
saying
they could read a mind sort of thing.
So if that's like a link to something,
which might be just the end.
Yeah. come back in the last episode. But that's what was good about Bad Wolf and all that. It was mentioned in several episodes, and then
Even in the Day of the Doctor.
yeah,
The Bad Wolf girl.
yeah.
And it was like Tennant knew who you talked about
yeah.
straight away.
Yeah. Aw. I like Doctor Who.
I don't. Only weird people don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
I mean, it's in some ways it's like watching Blue Peter. You enjoy Blue Peter when you're growing up because that's all you're allowed to watch. If someone turned you over and watched, it's like Saturday morning shop against his was. So you're either one or the other.
For me, it was Live and Kicking and whatever was on
Oh,
ITV.
Jesus Christ!
Sorry,
I'll get me caught.
It was.
Uh,
Oh dear. There was another film that I wanted to talk about.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh well, you can talk about that. I haven't seen it yet.
I loved
we
it.
could maybe
Loved it. Yeah, I'm not going to say it about it. I'm glad they went the way they did.
Yes.
Right? Because the way that Sacha Baron Cohen wanted to do, which was the CD underbelly,
right.
that would not have explained the relationship between the band itself.
right,
And
okay.
I really enjoyed the interplay between the four of them. I really did. I thought the best part of the whole thing, apart from the music, was the casting. The casting was immense. I didn't know where Brian May started and Brian May started because he was so good. And John Deacon, I thought he was there. I mean, the facial expressions. Roger Taylor, it was brilliant in the part. It was just the look of him.
Yeah.
Because I kept seeing EastEnders, and that's the only problem. It's not his fault, and he acted it brilliantly, and I enjoyed the whole thing. I really, really enjoyed it.
Well, we should be seeing that on Friday.
It has to be seen on the big screen. It has to be seen
hopefully
with the music. And it just made me want to watch Live Aid again. It really did. Or
I've seen a lot of people doing that actually.
yeah, and the other one, I don't know if you've ever seen it. Urban Myths. It was a Sky.
Oh
Arts
yeah.
About Live Aid.
Yeah.
Watch that as well. I mean, honestly, I was wetting my pants watching that, and then watching this because it's like Elton John and it's hilarious. It's like no one wanted to go until after the American was on,
right.
and so it's like status quo. Rick Parfitt, I'll go on. You've been on. Oh, he's that wasted. But then Queen went and Freddie Mercury went, right, we're going on now, and then that just changed.
Yeah,
that made Live Aid.
Bro.
Sorry.
Bohemian
Rhapsody.
Well,
Bohemian Rhapsody is. It's in a different way. It's the best movie I've seen. It is the best movie I've seen since the Avengers movie.
Right.
It is the
this year,
best
then?
this year.
Right.
It is since Avengers. That is the best movie I've seen. It's the one I would actually pay to go back and see.
Well, if I don't go and see it, I'll be calling you up and saying we're going to go see it.
Yeah. No, I would go. The only other film I've ever watched twice, I've ever paid to go to cinema to see, is the Star Trek, the original Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Bad Robot.
2009.
Yeah. I went to see that twice in the pictures. I went once in I think it was a View, but I paid for the expensive seats. This was in Derby. Paid for the expensive seats, and I went whole hog. Loved it, and I loved it so much. I went to my favourite cinema, which is Belper. Sat in the back, reclining seats, glass of wine in my hand, and watched it again.
Alcohol in cinemas. I'm not behind that.
Are you not?
No.
Right. If I told you Pussy Galore turned that up at that cinema. Yeah, and there was jazz playing at that cinema, and there's not just Costa, decent coffee and cakes and the whole thing. There's love seats, so you can cuddle your missus when you're watching the movie. There's like dual couches.
Where's this at, then?
This is in Belper, just outside Derby. This is my favourite cinema. It was voted third in the country. I'd like to see the other two. And honestly, it is so nice.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
And it's membership only.
Really?
Membership only, and I couldn't get a membership. I was there for 2 years. I couldn't get a membership.
I suppose if membership as well, you're not going to have the assholes who are getting up for cigarettes every 10 minutes.
Yeah, you don't. And honestly, you the way to see if members buy it, you can go in. Yeah. Right? That's it. It's locked. It's members first.
Oh, you know
if
what?
If members don't buy it, then it opens it up to the public. Then you can go in.
Come on, I want a private cinema.
There's one in town.
What? Where?
That one I got for my bloody birthday.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not cinema though, is it? It's just a projector.
It was still worth it. You could always go to the one on Abbey Road.
Abbey Road?
Yeah, Abbey House. You know the one just down that used to be the Travellers. You've got the cinema place there.
That's the same one, isn't it?
No, the one we got was down at the Conservative Club.
Oh.
It was like 16 seater, and that was real spit and sawdust. But I loved it because he'd built his own sound system because he was a sound engineer. He came out with a little tray half time and he sold me ice creams.
Excellent.
And he was putting the 70s adverts for like Cleo, you know, like, Nicole, Papa.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Oh, damn.
And you had beer. And he sold beer as well.
Yeah, right, okay. I can get behind alcohol in cinema if it's a private place and everyone is there to watch the film.
Yeah.
But I've been to this cinema and people have had alcohol and have been dicks because they've been drunk.
Yeah, but that is the problem with a cinema like this.
Yes.
Cinema like this, if you had, I mean, say the 77 million. I know you probably won it on Friday. I didn't because I checked. I looked for an email the next morning praying that I'll get something.
What's this for?
Euro Millions.
Oh.
Wouldn't you just make your own cinema?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're thinking, would it be just one long couch and like a curve, or would you have, let's say, a dozen individual chairs?
Do you mean in your own cinema as in
your own cinema in your own house?
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I would. I would build something like that, and it would be themed. I'm not too sure what the theme would be, but it would be awesome. But there's something about maybe going out and buying your own cinema, and making it so that people would come. Yeah. Because like. This is like this is like the McDonald's cinema.
Don't make people come.
No.
Make people just make it. Come. Yeah, make it so that what you provide. It's like that cinema does not put. It would not put Transformers on, right? It just wouldn't, right? There's no chance. It might put Bumblebee if Bumblebee turns out to be fairly decent.
That's December.
We'll wait and see. We'll mention it. But it did Star Trek because Star Trek was a fabulous creation.
Yeah.
And but it was fairly arty, but such a great cinema. Such a great cinema.
Well, you know what? Belper. When we'll maybe have to go down. One day.
Well,
could have a road trip.
Yeah,
podcast road trip.
I have still not been to the one in Windermere.
Zephyrs.
Yeah, I've not been to Zeffirelli's. I've not been there for the cinema and the food.
No, me neither.
I've been to Roxy's, which I didn't enjoy. Yeah,
I wouldn't mind going because I haven't been there for years, and I wouldn't mind.
Roxy?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going back.
See if they've improved it.
Did I tell you the last time I went there was at mine and Marina's first date, right? And what film would you take a woman on a first date?
Terminator. I forget you're not that old, are you? Was it Terminator Salvation?
No, it was The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Oh, Jesus.
You can't really...
Did she kiss you after that one?
Well, she married me, so I must have done something right.
Oh, but he must be a considerate person to take me to see this. Were you sat there crying?
I was like, I should have looked into this film. But we had something to talk about over the meal afterwards. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's at cinemas. I've been in cinemas from Penzance, which was a pigsty, up to Aberdeen, which was okay. It was just a bog standard Odeon. And yeah, wherever you go, you've got to go to. I've been to Scunthorpe. That was another view. It was It sounds like Scunthorpe Cinema. It was just as way it sounded. That was awful. Lincoln, superb. Truro, fabulous.
We went to a cinema, me and my brother, when he lived in London, and I can't remember where it was for the life of me. Possibly around Richmond. I'm not too sure, but it was a dingy, horrible place. And we went to see A Scanner Darkly. I loved it. My brother hated it. He was like, "What the hell's that? Why are we watching a cartoon?" It's like, shut up. It's very good.
Listen, you might learn something.
But other cinemas like that, I'm not as well travelled as you. One that stuck out in my mind, it was an old Warner Brothers cinema, like a multiplex, and I loved it. And then that turned into View in Cheshire Oaks.
Yeah.
Massive. And there's even like an escalator going up to screen one. And it's like...
It's like, I don't know, I mean, I remember going to ABC
Right.
You probably remember what ABC were. So there was ABC and Odeon in Glasgow. The ABC was on Sauchiehall Street. The Odeon was on Hope Street, if I remember correctly. And it is, you're like, I mean, my first film was Jungle Book.
Yeah.
Jungle Book. And it's a child of the 70s. This is the only colour I had. Everything else in that time was black and white.
Yeah.
Or grey.
You know, it's funny as well because I was talking to my dad about it and
thanks.
No, he used to remember when he was a kid on a Saturday, like getting dropped off in Manchester or going to Manchester. He lived outside of Manchester, but going and then going to the cinema where you could sit in all day and it would be constant running. And I was like, that's so cool.
Well,
but we don't get that anymore.
No, unless we sit for the Star Wars trilogies.
Yeah. Or Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
I want to watch that again.
Oh, there's next week there's a midnight show of Fantastic Beasts.
Is there?
Or is it 16th of November? Whatever.
It's 16th, yeah.
But there is a midnight showing. Because
Right.
my lad told me, Liam said to me, he was like, I said, well, he said, oh, I haven't got tickets. I said, why not? You not got tickets? I said, well, that's midnight showing. I said, have I passed on my knowledge to you? Do you want to go? Oh no, she said you didn't want to go. About his girlfriend, and his girlfriend went, no, I wanted to go. You didn't want to go, and he's in trouble already.
Right. Well, I'll mention it casually to the wife, and hopefully we'll.
I want to know if it's an Aquaman midnight show. There
should be.
Yeah.
I would be surprised because they're both Warner Brothers, so.
Yeah. It just depends on the View Cinema, really, doesn't it, and how busy I think it's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean Aquaman.
But it's Christmas as well.
It is Christmas.
Yeah.
But wait and see.
Didn't like the trailer for Mortal Engines.
No, I've not fancied it. I mean, I went off Peter Jackson halfway through Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
The Hobbit?
No, Lord of the Rings. I read
Now you can get out.
Return of the King. I just went, I mean, honestly, I know it's the book, but how are we going to defeat him? Oh, we'll just use the ghost and then tell him to piss off. I mean, 9.5 hours for 10 minutes of ghosts. But yeah, the Hobbit was just, yeah.
The Hobbit, he didn't want to do it, and it was supposed to be, who was it supposed to be? People are shouting. Shape of Water guy.
Oh, Del Toro?
Yes, he was supposed to do it. And he was supposed to bring his own...
Which would have been interesting.
Think of the Hobbit with his vision.
Yeah.
It would have been amazing.
Hellboy would have been in it.
Oh, he would have. But it never happened, and then Peter Jackson didn't want to do it.
But it's money. It's money. But I mean, it's like Peter Jackson. I just to make myself feel better, I put Frighteners back on just so I can enjoy Peter Jackson again.
Yeah, but no, I think you could cut down the Hobbit trilogy into one, probably an 1.5-hour film.
I wonder why, because it's one book.
Yes, I know, but there are elements in it. Like, I almost wet myself when Gandalf meets Bilbo in the first bit, and it's like almost word for word, and I was like, oh, I'm loving it. And then they did more.
Then they stretched the last 3 pages out for 3.5 hours.
It was like in the second one, they're in. Is it Mirkwood? And the walking
the spiders,
round, before that happens, they're walking round, and it is cut into like a 20-second fucking montage.
Every good film needs a montage.
No, they should have built that up, stretch that bit out, and then not do so much fucking.
But was that because they had put so much of the spider in Return of the King, or was it Return of the Two Towers? You know when the
Return of the King, yeah, Shelob,
yeah.
I think I wrote that in the Doctor Who thing. I haven't been that creeped out by spiders since Shelob attacked Frodo.
Yeah, I mean back to Doctor Who. Doctor Who. It's. I am enjoying it. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. But I am a grumpy old Scotsman. So my Doctor Who should be a grumpy old Scotsman. Well, I'm still Tom Baker. I was scared of Tom Baker as the Doctor. I was scared of him as well.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it. John Pertwee was like James Bond's granddad.
Yeah.
And and going round in that little car and just being stuck on Earth to save money.
Yeah, it's
It was
brilliant
just-
though, isn't it?
Oh.
It's so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I do think she's still finding her feet.
Yeah.
And I think that,
But we've discussed this about writers, isn't it?
yeah,
It's, if the writing's good, she's got the acting chops.
Yes.
We know she has. And I'm not too sure about the lad and the girl. I'm just, I don't know if I don't know what it is, but Bradley Walsh,
Yeah, he's
I'm
knocking
well
it out, isn't he?
impressed. Yeah, I'm just,
I'm happy that he's being kind of the heart of the show, where the whole fact that he's lost his wife in the first episode, we didn't really know her,
yeah.
but it's been written in such a way that it is actually emotional.
Yeah, you can
for
see how
us.
much he's missing her.
Yes, and I think that they're still dragging out this whole granddad thing. They're going to do it, and they're going to kill him off. I think that he's going
Well,
at the end of the series.
it's like the son. Is he gone? Do you know if he's
No,
gone?
no, I'm
But see,
guessing.
It's like, I think there's something to do with the dad.
Yes.
I don't know what it is, but there's something wrong with the dad. And I think Bradley Walsh has got to, he's still defending what he classes his grandson, because it is his grandson.
Yeah, and I think that they're going to reconcile, and then he's going to die. I think he's there for the emotional backbone of the show, and it's working, and I like it.
And the love interest is the two of them, the girl and the boy.
Yeah, someone came to me the other day at work and was like, "Oh, the doctor's going to fall in love with that woman," and it was like,
No, she's in love with the lad. I mean, it's
it's
like they've
can
known
see
each
it.
other from school, and they're trying to avoid
But the reason why he said it was because
Strictly.
her mum said, "You and her together,"
Yeah.
and it was like,
Yeah.
"You jumping at conclusions there, mate."
Yeah, well, she said yes, are we? Yeah, the doctor. I mean, because she just. I mean, it's.
But
I mean that's.
yeah.
I mean, there's the thing about the doctor is it's not. It's always coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the Rani, and now the Missy.
Yeah.
Are the two female, Time Lords.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had and who was his assistant? Who, she was the ginger hair, and before that she was the dark hair sort of thing. But he's had River Song. Why the hell would he fall in love with someone else? He's been married. I mean, it's for him. It's only been 1200 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
and if what you call her as well, Clara, the Impossible Girl, because I've been watching it on Watch as well.
yeah.
It's,
I just like the fact that the companions aren't at the
two-dimensional at the moment.
They're not. But they're not piecing the Doctor's life together.
Yeah.
They're not pulling the strings for him. If you know what I mean.
For him, you
her.
sexist person,
Sorry.
you Christ. That's it. Hey,
I know.
and you're going to write about this tomorrow.
Well, if I can get to watch it tonight, if she says yes.
Sat in your house watching it on your phone before you go in the house.
I'm going to the toilet.
Yeah.
You've been up there for 40 minutes.
That's what I
You
do. I'm
alright?
playing Star Trek on my phone.
All right. Lack of news just means more talking and tangents,
more-
and I love it.
more gibberish.
So we are literally, if you heard the rain, we are in our car, or my car, and it is.
The last week of this car?
It's right.
Is it a
car's
club
staying.
show? Is it? I thought it was.
Yeah. No, this car's staying. The other car went.
Yeah.
We're getting a new car next week. This car, in a couple of weeks, is going to go into the garage and it's going to get all made new.
What, cleaned?
Well, cleaned and fixed because it's not exactly a good car. But yeah, we've just come out of Halloween.
Yeah.
I think it's quite good because my final Halloween countdown film was Halloween 2.
Yeah.
This film completely negates that. It is a full follow-on from Halloween. Now, what got me was I wanted to see something. They mentioned something that he was apprehended after the killings. But at the end of Halloween, he gets shot and he falls out of the window, and then Loomis sees that he's gone. So we don't know how anything happened there, but Halloween 2 follows on like that. And it's good. And I liked it. This film is different. It starts 40 years later.
40.
40.
But the thing is, well, that is that bit where she does the same thing to him.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
that was good.
which was a little.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's Laurie Strode is a bit of a hermit.
I'd say she's turned into Terminator. You know, John. What'd you call it? John, his mum.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah, Sarah Connor. John Connor's mum, and she even looks like her, to be honest. Apart from the granny here.
Yeah.
I mean, she's basically for the last 40 years went, I'm going to Rambo on this guy.
Yes. Yeah, she's
trained herself. Trained her daughter.
There was a moment in the film though. No spoilers. I wanted to turn to you and say, training didn't do very well. Was it?
Yeah, but you knew she was doing that.
She trained very well, does she?
Got
But
you.
what happened is it's right, and I don't know if this is a bad sign, but the film starts with two podcasters going into.
I'm looking behind me.
Going into the sanitarium or whatever it's called to interview Michael Myers. They've been let in by the stand-in for Dr. Loomis because Donna Pleasance isn't with us, and he is basically just Dr. Loomis, is he? In voice as well.
Yeah, he's trying his hardest.
Trying his hardest.
But he's gone from British to French, I think, more than anything else. That's
But they had a like tape recorder of Loomis talking, and it wasn't great, was it?
Well, I mean, you're talking probably recordings from the 70s or 80s.
If it was him, I don't know if it was.
It might have been pieced together from something else.
Some
It might have
different
been,
things, yeah, maybe.
A Magnificent Seven.
I'll look into
Not
that.
my seven. What'd you call it? Great Escape.
Yeah. So they go in. They have taken the William Shatner mask that he used, and they show him it, and then everything goes crazy. That's in the trailers. And then what happens is Michael Myers gets out and causes havoc. And it was almost a remake of the first film.
Yeah. Whereas, but instead of being a young girl, it was the older girl, but she was more like the. I mean, I actually quite thought that they didn't make. What I really liked is the three women characters were strong.
Yes.
Not one of them was, oh, look at me, help me, I'm a cheerleader, please save me. Scream sort of thing. There were cheerleaders in it, which they did, I think, as just as a throwaway sort of thing. Because
and those babysitters.
Yeah.
Because there had to be babysitters.
Yeah, and so I quite liked the lad.
So, yeah, the
kid.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm out of here. It was great.
He was the most sensible one.
He was, yeah.
And they always used to say it's a token black guy who's going to get killed, and it isn't the black kid.
He got out there.
Look at that, I'm leaving.
Yeah. He knows what to do. It's
But what film was that? Was it Repo Man they were watching?
I don't know,
Because I
was like, "What's that?"
Because when he opened it up and he went the yellow sort of thing, I always thought that was Repo Man because we opened the boot of the car that we trying to get back.
Yeah,
and it was the radiation that killed people.
I don't know.
I'm not sure, but I thought it was Repo Man.
We'll look it up
Yeah.
later. I'm
If it is, I want a brownie point for that.
Yeah,
Well,
it's nice to see stuff like that because in the first one they had Night of the Living Dead. Mm-hmm. Oh, was it that one? Oh, hang on. No, that's in the second one. Sorry.
Yeah.
In the second one, there's a guy or someone watching Night of the Living Dead, and it's the beginning, and then later on in the film, someone in the hospital is watching it, and it's at a different point, which
gives you the timeline.
Yeah, it gives you the time scale of when he's got to the hospital, and it's really good.
He just walks around, walks in a house, kills people, picks up another weapon, and walks on to the next one. And there's no build up, nothing. He just and there's no like forethought or afterthought. It's just kill. Yeah, one kill leads to the next kill.
Right, we're going to go into spoilers now because it's just hard to dance around. So, yeah, he does. He just kills.
Yeah.
The sequels don't matter anymore. Mm-hmm. This is it.
We're not in space. We're not. We're not in water, H2O, or anything like that. It's...
it was good, and they just show him. But he is a force of nature again. That's what.
It's like what he's doing is as well. He's breaking the people's bodies. How does he stay so strong? Yeah, they say he's exercising good food and all that, but I mean, he's got almost, for want of a better word, superhero strength when he's doing it. He's like.
Well, at the end, because obviously the first one is still canon, he gets shot 6 times by Loomis, and he survives it.
He gets run over by the van.
He gets run over by the van, yeah.
Yeah. The guy just runs
Yeah.
full plant into him.
I think that's quite
and he's
a
not
nod.
even injured.
I think it's a bit of a nod to the the second film as well, because some guy in that is wearing the exact same costume as Michael Myers, and he gets smashed into a car, and then he burns to death. And that is like, this cop is in the car, and he's like, he sees him, so he speeds up and knocks him down, and then you get the twist of
Not
standing
him.
Loomis.
I really enjoyed it. I wasn't frightened.
No.
I was tense and good movie. A really, really good movie.
Yeah, it was.
Really tight, really, well edited. It had a good pace. It got from A to Z
Yeah.
in the right order.
Yeah.
It didn't.
Well, he returns. It's almost. It is almost a copy of the first one, because you've got the bus that has crashed on the side of the road, and then these people turn up. A guy, and was it a son or is it a daughter?
It was his son, but what that was about. I enjoyed that much because the dad was obviously hated the fact that his son
likes
wanted
dance.
to go dancing.
Yeah.
You're going to go hunting.
Yeah.
We're going to go hunting every week.
It did him well though, didn't it? Because the
Shot
kid,
the guy.
the kid was startled by standing Dr. Loomis. I'm not saying, I don't know his name, so he's just going to be standing Dr. Loomis. He shoots him, and then he runs back to the car, but then
He's in the car.
yeah, he's already in the car. He's in the back seat for some reason. No.
Well, you can't be in the front seat and then get someone and frighten them, can you?
Well, why would you just nick the car?
No, he likes killing people. He's killed every day. There's only one left to kill.
Yeah, all right.
He's not going to kill all his mates, the people who won't feel it.
Yeah.
Because the one person he didn't kill was the baby, the innocent.
Yeah.
He wants people to know what's happening to
Yeah,
him.
so he walks through this house, and he picks up a hammer, and there's this woman with curlers in her hair, and you don't see it, which is quite restrained.
You hear the noise of meat being hit.
Yeah,
It was like Rocky 1.
And then you see her, and she's on the table, and then you hear a baby cry, and he stops and he goes to look.
He walks
looks
towards it with a knife in his hand.
Knife in his hand, and like part of the second film is they're in a hospital and there's a load of babies. All those babies die, in my opinion, because there's no one to look after them, and then there's big fire, so all those babies die. But in this one,
But it wasn't his fault.
no,
He just killed everybody else.
yeah,
He
kill
didn't,
everyone.
he didn't start the fire.
But and then he just leaves the baby, goes out, and again it's these shots, these long single shots, or what appear to be single shots. We're following him in. We stop. We hear the noise of him killing someone, and then we go in and we see the woman dead. And we go through the house, and then we go out another door, and then we go to another house, and then he's looking. It's so well made.
I must admit, I liked the fact that he looked through the window.
Yeah.
And then you see him actually walking
Walk
around the
around
back.
it, yes.
Yeah, you see him. And you're like, that's. So he does. He's not like magic.
Yeah.
He just walks around, goes in the back door, and then stabs somebody.
Yeah, because like she's pulling down the blinds,
Yeah.
and I bet he's thinking like, "Thank you," and then she's dead. There was I could tell there was some like CGI stuff, like
The knife coming through.
yeah, but it didn't matter.
Well, I hope they
wasn't-
didn't put a knife through
Well, yeah,
someone's
no,
neck
but
just for cinema.
No, but
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean. It wasn't gratuitous though.
No.
And it was entertaining.
Yeah.
But and they have the scene with the babysitter getting her boyfriend round.
Yeah.
Obviously the horny teenagers.
Yeah.
The kids in
I
bed.
love what she said as well. You're going to get dry fucked tonight as well. They don't even have sex anymore in America. They just get dry humping.
Yeah. And then they do a whole scene with her being killed by Michael, and so they're paying homage to that, and then they go somewhere else. They go further on, and like at the same time, Laurie Strode is driving around with a police scanner in a car, trying to find him, and it's good because when she does see him, she shoots him, but it's in a reflection,
first,
isn't it? Yeah.
Shoots first, thinks later. She doesn't give a monkey. She's
No.
just trying to kill him.
Yeah. And then it's like bringing Michael to her. And then we get the twist, don't we? Of
The doctor.
Standing Dr. Loomis, who
Is
is evil. It was the moustache, I think.
I thought it was the accent being French. You don't have English people being nasty.
No.
We'll make the French the nasty one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot to mention the podcasters who have his mask end up dead, don't they? And
It's like the token black guy saying, "Let's split up." That's how stupid it is. Let's take the thing that makes a guy into a superhuman killing machine, just so he can get a bit
the
of
fact
news.
that everyone, well, I suppose it was Standing Loomis.
Yeah.
Right. He approved it, and you could see him.
Is this your new phone as well?
Yes, I mean, yeah, but remember, I've got loads of videos on there that I need to get rid of now.
Have you not stuck a 500 gig, 500 gig?
No.
See, I've got a 68 and 64 in mine, so
It's
128.
lucky. I just looked at it then, and then it literally just went off. So
Honest, that bit you missed was the best we've ever seen.
yeah, it was. It was so
amazing.
good. We can never get it back neither now.
I know.
So that's it.
It was as good as the cliff bit when you're writing Latin in 100 feet high letters in Life of Brian.
Yeah. Yeah. So Dr. Standing Loomis turns bad, and he kills a
Gets
cop.
what he deserves.
He gets what he deserves. He is the pumpkin at the end of Halloween, isn't he?
Yeah. It's like this here looks like a face. If you look just there,
Yeah.
it's looking at me. It's going to get me.
Well, it's your imagination, mate.
I know. I said it's getting me.
Well, yeah. And then so he drives Michael Myers, who is unconscious,
Yeah.
with Laurie Strode's granddaughter in a car to Laurie Strode's house.
But he's just thrown the mask in. He's not got the mask on.
No.
And then boom, the mask is back on. He's awake and there's
And then
But why didn't he just turn around and kill her? I mean, that was a little bit. You know, she's there.
'cause he was busy.
You're too busy. Well, you killed him already. Move on to the next one.
Is
before
it?
You...
Yeah, but she
Well, he
got
hadn't
out.
killed him, did he? Because
No.
he was going to stamp on his head.
Yeah, stamped on it. But I think that's because he mentioned his sister.
Yeah.
So take care of the person who's just pissed you off. Come back for her. Oh, it's all right. She's run off. I'll just slowly
Do
walk
me
after
normally.
her. Yeah. I'll get her. But then there's those other cops, and so he knows what's going on because these cops are there. So you find a driveway and then gets to her house, and then it turns into a house invasion, doesn't it?
Yeah. The
With
purge.
with Strode trying to defend her daughter and then her granddaughter later. And then the bit where I was going to turn to you and say, that training hasn't helped, has it? She stood next to the door where she knows Michael Myers is. And his hands come through, grab her, lifts her up by her head.
And
I don't know
smacks
how, and then smacks her against the door. She's fucking tough. Isn't
Well,
she?
she's trained herself to be. So Linda Hamilton could take it,
Yeah.
so Jamie Lee Curtis can take it as well.
Then he loses fingers.
Yeah.
And
She was starting to, it was just basically, she was not stopping.
No. And so she kind of became him.
Yeah. Well,
She
that's what
becomes
the
unstoppable.
doctor said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like the predator does not want to become the prey.
Yeah.
And that bit where she disappears, but again, is another homage to that,
Yeah.
where she is, because she's been basically tracking him.
Yes.
No matter where, it's like tracking, I know it's a horrible thing, it's just like hunting big game. There's always a chance it's going to turn around and bite you on the bum.
It should be, yeah.
Well, they should, why kill things? It's just...
Yeah, I agree.
But it's but that's what it is, isn't it? It's the I was skeptical coming to watch this movie, but I really enjoyed it
Good.
because I'm a big scaredy cat.
Well, that's it, innit? We've got to spread our wings.
Yes, we did say that.
Yes.
But I'm still not going to see Mamma Mia. I don't care how many times you ask. I'm not going to see Mamma Mia 2.
about?
You keep asking me going to see Mamma Mia 2.
Whatever. Did you go and see the Lady Gaga film?
No, I haven't seen it. The missus went. I said that because my missus went on the Tuesday at the pictures to see the Lady Gaga movie. But I enjoyed the original. The Barbra Streisand, Chris Christopherson one I thought was a superb movie. But I still haven't been to see Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. Aye. Nah, I'm
But
not.
it's meant to be getting decent reviews, no? I mean, it's,
He directed, didn't
yeah. It's all the nods to Oscars and stuff like that.
he?
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's not for me. I wanted to see The Nun.
I didn't.
No.
I
There was another film, actually.
I mean, I watched is it The Conjuring?
Yeah.
That's in. I've watched it. I really enjoyed the first one. Yeah, I was scared stiff. But I watched it. I even watched the second one. which was set in the Britain. You know,
Yeah.
the what you call it?
That's my favourite. That's I prefer that one.
No, I actually saw the original. There was an original BBC series about that, which I thought was miles superior to
Was
the
it
movie.
What's he called? Spall, Timothy Spall.
Yes, I think it was. Yeah,
Well, it was Sky actually.
was it Sky?
Yeah. It was brilliant.
Yeah,
It was really good.
It was how they did it. Just,
Yeah. The Conjuring film is Hollywoodized.
Yeah.
The house is massive inside, and it's not that big in
it's
real
a
life.
2-bedroom terrace
Yes.
sort of thing. Yeah.
And but
Americans don't know what a 2-bedroom terrace is.
No,
They think
no.
that's like a beach hut or something.
yeah, but it's good. I like the Conjuring films because of how they scare you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that TV show was superb.
But I mean, that's the thing. I say I don't watch horrors. I watch Winchester, which I quite enjoyed. I mean, based
I
on a
like
true
that.
story
Yeah,
as well.
I enjoyed that as well.
Anything with Helen Mirren, though. I'm sorry. It's
Yeah.
just. I mean, I watched Red 2 a couple of days ago just because Helen Mirren was in it. I just thought. I was just flicking through Netflix. Red 2 comes up. Yeah, go on, let's watch that.
Aye.
Because she's just superb.
And then we're. Yeah, so
Another tangent.
no, well, that's what we do. We should just call it Tangent Podcast.
Yeah. Man about a tangent.
Man about a tangent. She goes searching through the house, which
Yeah.
I got a bit bored with that bit. I was like, we've done this before. We know it's going to be somewhere.
In the cellar, it's going to
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
And she gets thrown out of a window, and then it's the little nod because he hears the granddaughter scream,
Yeah.
turns away, and he looks back and Laurie's disappeared.
Yeah, but I think going around the house, what we think she's clearing off rooms.
Yeah.
And that's what we're supposed to think. It's not. She's actually laying the trap.
Yeah.
And we didn't know that till
No.
later on.
No, I thought, well, just shut them all because
Yeah.
then you've trapped him. But that's not what she wants to
No.
do.
She wants to make sure he's in.
Yeah, it's good. And the bit her daughter when she's got the gun and she's like, "Mom, come and save us."
Yeah.
It's so good. And then he appears and she's like,
Gotcha. Yeah. She's not a very good shot though.
"No, she's not." Although she is. I'm sure she got a
Neck.
headshot.
I thought it was neck. Like
Oh,
something.
right.
Again, you're aiming at a mask, so you don't
Yeah.
know which part of the mask it hits, do you? So
To be fair,
Yeah.
he's taken so many shots. I don't know how he's standing.
yeah,
Superhuman, like you say.
yeah.
Well, that's what John Carpenter wanted. And I think that this brought it back to the first film.
And the music was
Yeah.
superb.
Oh, like
Every part of the music was superb. It was just
the film opens up with a couple of like production companies,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's the two podcasters meeting Michael Myers, and I was like, "Where's the introduction? Where's
Yeah.
the pumpkin? Where's the awesome synth music that John Carpenter did?"
70s.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
and then it happens, and I was like, "Oh, thanks." There it is, and I love I want to say inflating. It's not inflating, is it?
it's the reverse from
Yeah.
disintegrating because it's
Yeah.
rotting.
Yeah.
And they just put it backwards.
Yeah.
The film.
Great. I've got so many pumpkins at home.
And I'm just thinking, the only other film it might be, but it's too late, would be The Here. Not The Here, you know, the other John Carpenter movie.
Oh, yeah,
where
yeah, yeah.
You have to wear the glasses and
Yeah.
all that sort of thing to see them.
Right.
That's the only other thing I can think of for the film. Which would be a John Carpenter movie, that's the reason I'm saying it.
Might make sense, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that it's where it sets up he is a nutter.
Yeah.
Then that music just grabs you.
It does, doesn't it?
It's just
And it's used a lot to just. It's his theme, isn't it? It's just. It's great.
But it's like hearing the first bars of Star Wars. You're in that movie
Yeah,
again.
you're right,
It's superb.
I didn't realise that Danny McBride had so much to do with it. Mm-hmm. And I thought that's pretty cool. He must really love it to do that, and not be in it as well. But then again,
Would you want to be?
No,
Because you're probably
no.
stabbed in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
Because to be honest, everyone dies apart from the three women.
Yeah.
I mean,
How many people died in
Yeah,
this?
I mean, the husband. I knew he was good. I know jiu-jitsu. Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, you are dead. Yeah. And what a knob
Yeah.
going outside.
Yeah.
And that death scene, he's quite elaborate in this,
Yeah.
isn't he? Turning that guy's head into a pumpkin.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't remember you doing much like
Yeah.
that.
Just to distract you.
Yeah.
But he always seems to be. He always wants to be behind you, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Just in the wardrobe or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah, good film. Really, really happy with that. I think it's worth its money.
Yeah, it's definitely. But it was much better than I thought it would be.
But what
it was slick. It was just.
Yeah.
It was just. It was a real. You could tell the people making it wanted
Yes.
to make it, and Jamie Lee Curtis didn't turn up just for the bucks.
No.
She obviously read it, liked it, and
Yeah.
went, "Yeah, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it properly."
Yeah. And she's been back, twice?
Yeah.
With
H2O.
I've only seen H2O and I can't remember it.
It's one where she's in a school and she's like a caretaker sort of thing.
Right.
So I think it's.
Nah.
I mean, considering I'm the person who doesn't like horror movies, it's.
Yeah, I'll probably get to that in a few Halloween years.
But I mean, you've got that many to pick from.
I know.
I mean, you watched one of my all-time scariest movies. It was Event Horizon.
Yes.
I remember watching that I was probably 26, 27 at the time, but it was a time when I was working in bingo and I had to go up that night to change the foot machines around at midnight because it was a special thing we had to do. And I'd watched that movie. I ran from light to light because I was scared of the dark. I ran from each, light, street light to street light.
Oh, God.
Oh, and I ran fast that night. I really did.
Yeah, I like Event Horizon. Even though watching it, I was a little bit disappointed that I didn't enjoy it as much as I used to. And I want to see the director's cut.
See, I must admit, I think that Walking Dead has, I used to be scared of everything. Then I watched Walking Dead, and I keep watching Walking Dead, and I'm just going, that's a zombie. Just give me a baseball bat.
Well,
I'll smack his jaws out. He can't fix me.
Me and Walking Dead have had a falling out the last few years, and I'm not watching it.
I am watching it. Rick's about to die.
Oh, don't say he's about to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't care.
Yeah. He's fell off his horse.
Oh, did he? Is he surrounded?
Yeah. So, unless
is he going to be zombified?
I don't know. He's meant to come back in a few episodes.
Yeah, he's zombie, isn't he? He's going to be a zombie.
You don't know.
Yeah.
But
he's going to be king of zombies.
I wanted him to get his spike.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he never got that. No, but I mean, they always say they're going to go differently. But I'm annoyed with most of the characters in that place. Now, apart from probably Maggie, who I think's turned out right. I don't give a shit. You do as I'm saying, all that sort of thing.
She had a baby yet?
She's had the baby.
All right.
Yeah, she's called it Herschel.
He's supposed to be coming back, isn't he?
Herschel? I hope not. He's dead.
No.
In real life.
He's been seen on set. I'm sure he has.
Who, Herschel?
Yeah.
No, he's dead.
No, I know he's dead.
No, he's dead. As in real life, he's dead.
Well, the guy?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, he died about.
Maybe he had been seen on set then.
You probably seen him on the things because he's died.
Ah, right, yeah. All right.
You know, newspapers and stuff like that.
Right. I don't know. Yeah.
But as if you're not concentrating, you don't know these things, sort of thing.
No, I'm just. I can't finish watching the last series.
It's.
You said it got better the last four episodes or something like that.
It was okay, but I mean, I'm not really enjoyed it since they started splitting up to try and bring. I'm not saying the King's bad. I'm not saying the King's bad and all that. There's some decent characters in there, but it's like I liked it when Carol was baking cookies and then stabbed somebody through the neck. Yeah. That's Carol I love. It's there's one scene last week where she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," stabs the guy. Brilliant. That's all Carol all over.
But they've got to move on, though, haven't they? They've got to. But I just don't like
the new characters.
Well, I don't know the new characters. I haven't got that far. I just couldn't be arsed with it anymore. Like, they get warned by Negan, and then they have a fight, and then they go the separate ways, and then he came back and warned them, and boring, dead.
It's not nowhere near as good as it was, but still better than Game of Thrones.
Well, no.
I'm not a Game of Thrones fan, though.
Well, you need to be.
But I mean, that's the strange thing. That's the genre I like. I like the books. I like reading stuff like that and watching it. But I just didn't like Game of Thrones. I don't know why. Maybe it's the same sort of thing. It's jumping too back and forth sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, no. It's coming to an end though. Last series, and then you could binge them.
Yeah. It's like how many times do you have to see tits? I mean, it was like the first, like, Khaleesi, the first, you're like, wow, imagine doing that to somebody sort of thing. But then it was just, let's just throw a pair of tits in just so we've got the ratings up that week. Keep the 15-year-olds happy.
No, it's the story's great. Oh well.
No, it's. I'd recommend Titans. Don't recommend Supernatural. Just really, and I'm a big Supernatural fan.
Yeah.
I've gone off it. I'd recommend Halloween. It's a good James Bond movie. A really good James Bond movie.
I completely forgot about the James Bond thing rating, but yeah, good James Bond movie.
That's because you're with your other friend.
Oh yeah,
Your real friend.
No, it's probably because I've been rating
watching
everything
horror
in pumpkins.
movies. Yeah.
It's a 5. No, it's a 4 pumpkin film.
Is it?
Yes. No, I enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I watched it just this side of Halloween.
Yeah. It's one I'd like the missus to. I think she'd really like that. It's the sort of movie she'd like.
Yeah.
And there was. I don't have anything really negative. It's good, strong female characters. Yeah. The baddie was a good baddie because he was, but they didn't make it too much. Yeah, he survived a hell of a lot of stuff happening to him, but it wasn't like silly sort of thing.
It wasn't campy or out like that, was it? It was.
I mean, it's like I loved the first Saw movie.
Yeah, I did.
Someone who doesn't like horror movies, but I don't like torture porn.
Yeah,
which is what that series became. Yeah. And
I never saw the recent one. Last year,
no,
was it?
I didn't watch it. But I said I watched the first one, and when I had to chop his leg off, I thought that's amazing. Yeah, that brilliant.
It just how he made him do it to himself and like forced him.
And then the fact he was like in the middle.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoilers. I mean, it's only about 20 years old, but to me it was Princess Bride. He was doing it to himself.
Yeah.
Which was on Sunday or yesterday. It was on.
Yeah, he was in Dracula as well.
Ellis.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah. What else was he in? He was in Robin Hood, wasn't he?
He was in
Men in Tights.
The X-Files as well. Yeah. Oh well. I think that's the podcast for this week. We've reviewed a film. We've finally reviewed a film.
Yeah. Apparently we do that for a living.
We do. Yeah. Well, I wish we did. got an early morning tomorrow.
Yeah. Mrs. has got to be at work for 7:20. I'll be up at 6 for the dog anyway.
Yeah.
I
Are you not working tomorrow?
Yeah.
You are working
tomorrow. Yeah. Off Tuesday. I usually have Tuesdays off. Tuesdays and Sundays. But this is my peak time, so I've got to work is a 4-letter word, as they say.
Yeah, well, it is, isn't it? I've got meetings tomorrow.
No, my boss is coming to see the store on Tuesday. My day off. No, he said, don't bother coming in.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he comes once a quarter and just says, yeah.
Oh, well.
He brings all the stock that I've ordered from other stores and he takes all the stock back. He makes sure everything's right, which he knows it is. And then I get told to get on with it.
Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, okay.
It's been nice to see you.
It's been good, yeah. We'll try and do another one this week.
Oof, you'll be pushing it. I think your missus will be going, no, you've done it once this week.
We have... No, well, no, I mean... Because this won't be posted until tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then...
What else is out this week?
A couple of weeks it's
Fantastic Beasts.
Grindelwald.
Yeah.
This week, I'm not too sure. I want to see...
You're going to be with
Bohemian
Missy Pictures?
Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Which we need to talk about.
Yes. Which we could maybe do next week.
Mm-hmm.
And I will get my arse moving and start... I'm going to structure the show. I want to structure it.
Do you?
I want to make it constant.
Yeah, but I think that's the difference between you. You are the ideas man. I am the derogatory man. So what are we? Creative and derogatory.
I've got a bit of a... Like an injection of
adrenaline.
You kind of get up and go, and I'm all me thingy juices are going.
Well, you've been doing it, so you.
Yeah, this month has been like pushing me,
yeah,
and making me want to do more, and then doing that little short film. Because like the last year when I did my short film, I did it in a couple of maybe an hour, right? This one was 2 nights. And I feel like I want to do more and more.
Yeah, I mean, it's
creative juices are flowing.
What is it, a year now we've been doing this, or nearly a year?
Well, we started No, we started this year, didn't we?
Yeah.
Earlier this year, maybe January or February or something. I think we're coming up to 20th episode.
Yeah.
19
for me.
Yes. Don't matter, does it? Don't matter.
I'm going to just rub it in. Just say it. I'm going to do one without you, not lose a tail. You just post it.
Hey,
what's that?
Do it. It'll be great.
No, you're kidding.
Yeah.
I've got too many bloody pies up in there I'm trying to juggle at the moment. I'm trying to avoid joining the round table.
What's that?
The round table?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a charity thing my mate's trying to get me involved in. I've got my sister's moving up. Our parents are here at the moment. Our in-laws are here at the moment, so I'm trying to look after them. My dad, you know. And just ridiculous. I honestly don't feel like I've sat down today since 6 o'clock this morning. Sat in the cinema. I when you texted me, oh thank God for that. I've sitting down my ass for 3 hours.
Well,
my idea of relaxing is ironing at the moment. I've spent
you said you did 2 hours, didn't you?
An hour and a half of ironing this morning, just having watched some TV.
Yeah. Well, we'll sort something out.
Yeah.
We'll get this going, and I am literally gonna write up a structure for the show.
Yeah, you write up a structure, and I'll ruin it by going off on a tangent.
I don't mind the tangents. Tangents is what, like, our best review is someone saying it's like sitting down in a pub,
listen, it's two people
listening
arguing.
to two people talk, and that, yeah. So I'm quite happy with it. Yeah. And all these little ideas keep coming into my head. I'm like, oh, I could do a podcast about that. I was like, I've had 3 kids. I could do a podcast about that. You know, I could talk about how crap a parent I am.
Yeah, Christ. I could give you some lessons on that. Spent all my time going around cinemas and bloody Belper and Penzance and Truro. Saving enough for the kids.
Oh well. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Man About a Dog movie
this
podcast.
Ramble.
Yes, MAaD movie podcast. I will hashtag it, and you can find me on my videos on YouTube at The Ultimate Movie Geek, and Instagram, WordPress, and Facebook at The Ultimate Movie Geek. And then I'm also writing for the worldgeeklynews.com website, which we are official podcast for. And there is also a second podcast, a gaming podcast, which is very, very good. They've had more episodes than us.
About what?
Gaming.
Just gaming in general?
Yeah, it's entertaining. They've had like over 100.
Christ.
I'm slowly working.
Has that many games come out?
Oh, it's about all games.
The only game that I'm actually interested in was Red Dead Redemption. I'm actually thinking about getting, because I've been on the 360 for so long.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking,
I was in Asda yesterday, and like Noah was doing some bagpacking for charity, for their theatre group, sorry. And I walked past the Red Dead Redemption 2 game. I was like, I can't justify 49 quid. I can't do it.
It's not the 49 quid, it's the extra 400 quid I have to buy for the Xbox, the PS4 Pro.
But I did the same with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I walked past it. I was like, I want it. I can't. It's going to be a Christmas thing. I'm going to have to say Christmas list. But I've got games that I haven't played. I haven't opened some games.
Yeah. But I do that with movies. I mean, it's certain movies that I've got that I want to watch. I just haven't got the time. I mean, that Mile 22 we talked about earlier, I've watched the first 20 minutes, half an hour. I haven't watched it all. And I was really into it, and then I was going, I'm not going to turn it off. I honestly don't feel as if I've got time for anything.
Nah.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. We'll do it next week. Thanks for listening, and see you later.